Hello everyone, my name is Julian Petrus and I'm the project manager for the CN Industrial Neighborhood Traffic Review. In this video, I'll be going over some of the background information on the Neighborhood Traffic Review process, presenting the draft traffic plan for the CN Industrial Neighborhood, discussing each of the recommendations in the traffic plan, going over the next steps, and discussing the methods for you to send in your feedback on the traffic plan. To start things off, I want to get us oriented within the neighborhood. The map on your screen shows the study area, which is bound by Lorne Avenue to the west, Circle Drive to the north, Clarence Avenue to the east, and the CN rail tracks to the south. The focus of the Neighborhood Traffic Review is existing traffic concerns on the local and collector streets. Arterial streets such as Lorne Avenue and Clarence Avenue are outside of the scope of the Neighborhood Traffic Review. In terms of our progress within the Neighborhood Traffic Review process, we have already completed stages 1 and 2, which involved identifying traffic problems within the neighborhood, collecting data, and developing a plan to address those problems. We are now in stage 3 of the schedule, which involves presenting our proposed solution to the public in the form of a draft traffic plan, collecting feedback on that plan, making any necessary changes or adjustments, preparing a report with the final version of the traffic plan, and presenting the report to the Standing Policy Committee on Transportation. We anticipate that this stage of the schedule will be completed in the spring of 2021. I'll discuss the next steps in the schedule later in the presentation. I'd now like to go over the concerns that we heard for this neighborhood. In terms of speeding and shortcutting through the neighborhood, the main concern we heard was regarding speeding on Melville Street. We also heard concerns over the safety of pedestrians on Brand Road. People have been walking on the roadway, especially during the winter, due to the lack of sidewalks on either side of the street. We also heard some concerns regarding the traffic operations at the intersection of Brand Road and Brand Court, as well as at the intersection of Clarence Avenue and Melville Street. One final concern we received was regarding the road condition at the abandoned rail tracks that cross Melville Street just west of Jasper Avenue. Gathering all these concerns from residents, we began our data collection program. Throughout the data collection process, we performed a number of site visits to gather field observations of road conditions and traffic patterns. We conducted traffic volume and speed studies at 2 locations within the neighborhood, and we analyzed collision data for different locations in the neighborhood. We used the results of our data collection program to create a draft traffic plan that recommends a number of changes and improvements to the roads within the neighborhood. In the next few slides, I'll go over each of the recommendations in detail, but in general, we are proposing a number of improvements such as stop signs, new sidewalk installations, speed display devices, repainting pavement markings that have become faded, and coordinating with our colleagues at the Saskatoon Police Service and CN Railway to make improvements to the neighborhood. Our first recommendation is for a stop sign at the intersection of Brand Road and Brand Court. There's a driveway access to the Nissan car dealership that enters Brand Road right at the intersection with Brand Court. Currently, the driveway does not have a stop sign, so it may be unclear who has the right-of-way if a vehicle is waiting to turn onto Brand Road from the driveway. The second location is at the intersection of Clarence Avenue and Melville Street. We heard that it can be difficult making a southbound to eastbound left turn while traveling on Clarence Avenue. While this intersection is outside of the scope of the Neighborhood Traffic Review, we do plan on assessing it through a separate process to determine if there is enough storage capacity in the southbound left turn bay. I also noticed that the pavement markings on Melville Street approaching this intersection are faded. We will be working with our colleagues in operations to get those lines repainted. The third recommendation involves the speeding concerns we received for Melville Street. We will be installing 2 speed display devices on Melville Street to encourage drivers to slow down. The first device will be located near the intersection of Melville Street and Brand Road. This device will face westbound traffic. The second device will be located near Melville Street and Jasper Avenue and will face eastbound traffic. These devices will be installed temporarily. On your screen, you can see an example of a speed display device. It will tell you your current speed and give an indication if you are traveling above the posted speed limit. In addition to installing the speed display boards, we will be forwarding the speed data to the Saskatoon Police Service so that they can use the information when deploying their enforcement officers. The fourth recommendation is regarding the road condition at the abandoned rail crossing near the intersection of Melville Street and Jasper Avenue. This location has previously been identified as a hazard that needs to be addressed. City officials and CN Railway are in the process of creating a strategy on how to address these abandoned rail lines at various locations throughout the city. We will be waiting for the results of those discussions before determining how to address the issue at this specific location. Our fifth recommendation involves the missing sidewalks on Brand Road. We will be constructing these sidewalks and ramps according to the Sidewalk Infill Program. An NTR recommendation for sidewalks in a neighborhood increases the priority points assigned to that location within the Sidewalk Infill Program. Similarly, the sixth and final recommendation is for the installation of missing sidewalks on Melville Street near the intersection with Clarence Avenue. So the next step in stage 3 of the neighborhood traffic review process will be to collect feedback on these recommendations. The comment period will be open for approximately 1 month once this video is posted. Once that comment period has come to an end, we'll finalize the traffic plan and prepare a report to present to the Standing Policy Committee on Transportation. The next stage of the process involves the implementation of the traffic plan, which includes the preparation of plans and installation of the recommendations. Signage and pavement markings are typically installed within 1 year after presenting the report. The evaluation stage includes the follow-up assessments to determine the effectiveness of the temporary traffic calming measures. Since we don't have any physical traffic calming measures recommended for this neighborhood, this stage will not apply to the CN Industrial NTR. Before we wrap things up, I want to take a minute to talk about some of the other projects going on in this neighborhood over the next couple of years. In 2021, the city will be completing a microsurfacing project on Brand Road, Brand Place, Brand Court, and Melville Street. The sections of road included in this project are shown in red on the map on your screen. Microsurfacing involves adding a thin protective layer on top of the existing roadway. This treatment extends the lifespan of the roadway and helps to prevent the need for more extensive repairs. In 2022, the city will be completing a shallow reconstruction of Melville Street between Portage Avenue and just east of Lorne Avenue. The extents of this project are shown in blue on the map on your screen. A shallow reconstruction involves removing and replacing the asphalt in a portion of the road structure. Please feel free to reach out to me if you think of any additional questions, comments, or concerns. There are a few different methods for submitting your comments. You can post it directly on the saskatoon.ca/engage page, subscribe for updates at saskatoon.ca, use the Report a Traffic Issue app, give me a call at 306-975-3663, send me an email at julian.petras@saskatoon.ca, that's julian.petras@saskatoon.ca, or send me a letter at 222 3rd Avenue North. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.